Welcome to the Paper Snob. This is Tara. Today I'm working on a layout for several hops. I'm going to combine all three hops into this one project, this layout. The first hop I want to talk about is the Iron Crafter Challenge hop that I host over on my Facebook community group each month on the second Friday. So that is the first hop. So let's continue talking about the Iron Crafter Challenge. This challenge is kind of like the Iron Chef challenge that you can watch on reality TV, or you're used to. I don't know if you still can or not. I've never watched. But you get a mystery ingredient and then you need to build a project or layout with it. I think most of us do layouts, but cards are also welcome if anybody wants to participate with a card. You are welcome to join me in this hop. You just need to be a member of my Facebook community group. That will be linked down below, and I would ask that you would pretty please answer those membership questions and agree to the group rules. If you don't, then I won't be able to add you as a new friend, and I hate doing that. So that's the first thing out of the way. So that's linked in the description box below in my video, so you can join if you would like. And if you do not want to play along in the hop, but you just want to do the challenge, well, you're welcome to do that too. There's an album for you to add your project to on the group, so that's also welcome and very appreciative if you play along that way as well. So our mystery ingredient is actually a mystery recipe for the month of June. I am doing those quarterly. So this month we are doing decorative scissors. And if you do not own decorative scissors, I said that you could use a decorative die border or even a decorative punch border. But I would prefer that you would use these if you have them. I have a few pairs left. This is the large scallop. They say it's a wide scallop. The second item that I would like to see on your pages is the wood veneer. And I have a jar of really tiny wood veneer pieces. And I went through that before I started my video to separate some of those. And then the third is the ink and stencil. So that is our monthly recipe, or our quarterly challenge for Iron Crafter Challenge. This challenge also is combined with Mixed Media Mayhem. I contacted Janet Fritz from Galaxy Girl Creations because Janet and MK from Some Assemblage Required are kind of in charge for that hop, and I asked if we could have today's Mixed Media Mayhem work with Iron Crafter Challenge, and she obliged. So I'm going to post her Mixed Media Mayhem Challenge up here for you so that you can see it is. If you do the Iron Crafter Challenge, you have absolutely done the Mixed Media Mayhem Challenge. The third hop that I am doing today is the 30 Days of Sketches with Christy's Beautiful Life. Today, my friend Brianna, it is the sketch of the day for day number 20, and this is a fun sketch. And when I saw it, I immediately thought of the 25th anniversary surprise trip that my husband took me on back in 2017. And as I was looking through those photos, I instead found this with Jasper, who is my now 9-year-old cat. He was a little over a year old in this photo. Fun facts, he's about the same age in this photo as Phineas is. They share the same birthday, 8 years apart. And anyway, so I have all of that ready because I thought that was a fun photo. And then I pulled out Cedar House to play with, mostly because I thought of this cassette tape paper. And on the back, it has a lovely textured looking background. And I thought that that would be great. I have some of the ephemera to dig through if I choose. I don't know if you've seen this collection. It's not a new one. It came out in 2023, it says. goodness, I feel like I don't think I've had it that long. So I have that, and I don't know if I'm gonna play with that or not, but I pulled it. This is my scraps of fun foam. I have the stickers, and I have the foam stickers. These are phrase stickers. So, and this is going to be my background, which is also from the same collection. It's torn pieces of text, and on this side it looks like the printer's blocks. So I'm going to pause. We're going to get started. I need to use my Cameo to go ahead and cut that large circle, so I'll be right back. So, true confessions, I actually had to pull out the second text background because my initial idea was to go around this circle with the stencil, and I didn't like how it looked. So I just put the paper back in the collection and pulled out the second sheet. I cut my record out of the cassette tape paper, and now I'm going to cut a border with these decorative scissors, which I'm terrible with, but I cut a little bit of a border out of the scrap of the cassette paper, and I am going to try to cut it as straight as possible because I don't cut straight by hand, and I can tell you that I did not do well with those decorative scissors. It's always been an issue. Normally, if I'm wanting to cut a straight line with decorative scissors, I will actually put a pencil line on there to cut and then erase it when I'm done. So I thought that I would be able to put some of the stenciling on the darker side. You can see it in person, but you really can't see it here on camera very well. It's very faint. I don't even know if you're going to be able to see it very well in the close-ups at the end. But I'm going to go ahead and do some more stenciling. I've got ink all over my fingers, which is fine, but I am going to go ahead and grab my background now and do some stenciling on it. Now, originally I was going to take the circle out of the center of my cassette tape record and just flip it over and use that in the middle, but I decided I'd go ahead and stencil instead. It's about the same color of ink as that back side of that pattern paper, so, and I thought, well, at least this gets the stenciling on here where you can see it well. I don't like doing things that you can't actually see well, so I made sure that you could see some stenciling on here, and I really wanted to use that stencil. So my idea here is to surround my record with these music notes, some little starbursts and hearts, and I'm trying to get them on there kind of evenly. It's not perfect. I don't think it's that noticeable in the end. So what you'll see me do here is just kind of spread out the music notes, and then I'll stop the camera and I'll glue those bits down so that they don't move. And then I'll put the starbursts and the hearts on camera so that you can see how I'm going about that. But I'm kind of giving you a little bit of an idea of how that's going to look here. On that bottom left side, I'm kind of just putting some stuff there and hoping that it will work the way that I would like it to work. I'm going to make sure that all of the wood veneer that you see me put on right now is kind of butted up against my circle. That way, when I go to put the starbursts on, I can kind of stagger those out away from the edge of the circle, just to kind of give some movement to this design a little bit. Brianna's sketch is amazing, and honestly, I had a photo that I thought I was using. I think I mentioned that at the beginning of the video, and I ended up changing my mind because this one was just adorable, and it looks like he's holding my son's headphones hostage. So I've glued down the music notes at this point and the hearts at this point. And so now you're going to just see me using my glue. This is the Barely Art glue with a Scrap Perfect fine line tip on the top of it. If you are interested in those, you can go to Scrap Perfect's website and get those. If you have any questions about what size to get, you can message me and I'll tell you if I know which glue that you're trying to get lids for. I believe the lid on this one is a large, and this is Barely Art glue that I'm using. I prefer these lids over the fine line tips that come in the Barely Art glue. In fact, I really don't like those. I find they still clog really badly. I think that the Barely Art glue clogs in these a little bit more than the other glues that I use these lids with. I use them with all of my liquid glue, with the exception of the Nuvo. I found that the Nuvo was way too thick, and so I got that the Sweet Petunia glue press for the Nuvo, which works really well. So I am just kind of turning my paper and gluing these down, and as you can see, I absolutely did not put the starbursts up against the edge of the layout. Like I said, I kind of staggered those out so that it had a little bit of movement going around that circle. So I put some fun foam behind my photo because I am gonna tuck some things up underneath it. I wanted to make sure that I had room for it, and because I put the photo on foam adhesive, I've got to put my scalloped border on foam adhesive. And I guess you can kind of see the music notes in the lighter portions of the pattern paper on the border, but it's, like I said, it wasn't as noticeable as I was hoping. It's just too dark of a color to really play with. So I'm going to use this part for my title. It says original. And then I'm going to take these really tiny wood grain letters and put the word napper. I just thought it was funny, and so I just wanted to get a secondary title on here other than just original. Now, these letters are cool. I love the wood grain element. You need wet adhesive. They're not staying. In fact, they only stick to it themselves. To be honest, that E flipped over a little bit, and I had trouble with it when I went to glue it down. It did it again. So you need to maybe use tweezers with them. I'm not real proficient with tweezers. That's why I tend to just struggle on camera with what I've got. But maybe if you're more proficient with tweezers than I am, you could use tweezers to pull those off and get them on their place. But I managed to do it okay. So I am going to use the records from the sticker set, the headphones from the sticker set, and I don't know that I use much of anything else. I don't end up using the ephemera pack at all. I end up deciding that with the busy pattern paper and the few embellishments that I did put on here, that this was good enough. So I did also pull out that cassette tape sticker and a butterfly as well, which I will pop up with some foam adhesive. Okay, I got this layout completely done off camera. I went ahead and I journaled on a label that I had sitting off to the side, and I got these, glue is still wet, but I got those on there straight. Those don't stick at all except to one another. So if you've got this collection, you probably should make sure that you remember to glue everything. You saw everything else I did on camera. I didn't end up using the ephemera. I didn't even open it, but I felt like with the busy background paper and all the wood veneer and the gold bits on my layout that I had enough color and visual interest going, so I didn't think it needed anything else with it. I want to thank you for coming to my channel today. I really appreciate those of you who take the time to like, comment and or subscribe. You guys are the ones that are helping me to build my channel, and those comments and likes and subscriptions are very much needed and appreciated. So if you're new here, I hope that I've done enough to interest you in subscribing to my videos. I do put out 3 to 4 videos per week, sometimes more, once in a while less. It just kind of depends on how busy my regular life is and how much time I get to record or scrap. Even, you know how it is with life, scrapping can take a back seat to more important things. I do want to encourage you to look at that description box below and check out our Instagram creators. Of course, they won't be in the video playlist because they don't have YouTube channels, so make sure that you check out those Instagram participants, because we've got some creative people in this group, and I think you will be amazed at how everybody does this this challenge for Iron Crafter challenges, as well as the sketch. Many of us are doing both this month. You guys have a great Friday and a great weekend. Bye.